Good morning, everyone. I am not up and ready yet for today, and I should be because I have plans. I'm going to go to my parents' house today and do some holiday baking, so I'm hoping to film some stuff for the channel before I go because I want to. There's some things I want to catch up on, and I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to vlog once I actually get to my parents' house because I'm going to be focused on just spending time with my family and all of that. But I am a little bit sidetracked at the moment, even though I should be like getting up and dressed and everything, because I have this. Now this is some lace yarn that I thrifted a while ago when it definitely wasn't Christmas time, and I couldn't resist because one, I love a good thrift find, and two, I knew I was going to want to use it for something Christmassy. However, I can't really figure out what to do with it. I want to do like a cardigan or a vest or something I can wear for like holidays. But because it's a variegated yarn and it's a bold coloring on it, a lot of the patterns I'm finding that are using like a lace weight yarn are doing like lace detailing on them, and most of that's gonna get lost with this variegation, so it just seems like a waste to put in that much effort to do all of the lace work if you're not really gonna see it. So I'm hoping for a mindless, simple stitch sweater or vest that I can just turn my brain off while I'm watching like movies or traveling or spending time with family, just something to keep my hands busy that will end up with something that is fun for the holidays to wear around. So I'm on a side quest for that. Not sure if I'll figure it out, but that's currently what I'm up to when I should just be like getting dressed and ready for the day. See, all the good vest patterns are in men's, and I'm okay with that. We're surprisingly androgynous for people just assuming the wrong gender for me all the time. A lot of them are like sports weight yarn. I'm also realizing that I might be speaking nonsense to anyone who doesn't do textile crafts, but just know that I know what I'm talking about. Some of them are fun though. There was a time when the sweater vest ruled fashion, and I love that for us. This is using floss. What needle size? It makes me so upset that there's so many. I have to have a chart if I want to figure out what needle size I need. We should all collectively agree. It doesn't make any sense to use like a random number where it's like the size 9. That doesn't mean anything to me. When you're like millimeters, I'm like, that makes sense because that's like how wide the needle is. Americans. 1 and 3. 2.25 millimeters and a 3.25 is crazy actually for a thread. Do I just like randomly have a needle size really close to that next to me? Look, I design and make stuff for a living. So yes, I do just have knitting needles. Look right there. That's all of my knitting needles and crochet. Okay? It's for shoes and I use it for knitting needles instead because that's how intense my collection is. But that will knit up a lot faster than I thought it would. 2x2 ribbing. It's worked like the same front and back with the exception of the V-neck. Maybe contender. I'm hoping for something without a V-neck though. I don't love a V-neck on me. Might be okay with the vest though. See, this one has millimeters. I might do this one just out of spite. And this is actually this knitting needle size. 2.5 and a 3.5 needle. 2x2 ribbing. Stockinette. I actually don't mind that. I feel like me making a whole project in like thread weight yarn, stockinette, is gonna make some people who do a lot of knitting cringe, but I honestly don't mind. I love a repetitive task. And I kind of like the idea of it being a simple stockinette because like I said, with the variegation on this, you're not going to see any detailing in the stitches anyway. And I want this like busy variegation, like color of this yarn to be the focus as opposed to like me putting in a bunch of effort. I like having a project where it's like my brain is off and I can talk to my family and all that. And it doesn't look like there's much shaping on the neckline. So it'll be boxy, which I think is fine. I think there's a fun style to that. There's also like a whole size chart for this, which I really like. I'm just gonna make the smallest size, but I think this might be the one I go with. Basic shaping, and you work the front first, which is interesting. Usually you make the back panel and then the front panel, but this one wants me to make the front panel first, and then the back is like the same except there's a neck shaping. I think this one might be the one that I make, and I might cast it on before I leave for my parents because it'll be something fun to work on while I'm like waiting for cookies to bake and stuff. But first I have to get ready for the day. I have to like legitimately get up, but I guess we're making a vest. 2.5s to start off. Cast on 140 stitches, dear God. I'm gonna be here a minute. Hold please. I only recorded one video and a little bit of progress on the vest, but I gotta go. My mom is en route to come and get me to do some baking, so I gotta finish getting ready. I was gonna pack like a separate like tote bag, and then I realized I can just put this in a project bag and call it a day. Who says I can't use this as a purse? Society? I don't listen to them anyway. Yarn, needles, possibly the size up I'm gonna need at some point. Scissors, measuring tape. I don't know if I'll need a row counter or a stitch marker, but I'm gonna just bring some just in cases. And of course, like, wallet, face mask, lip balm, the essentials, you know? Awesome. Let's go baking! So it's later in the day, and like I thought, I did not film anything while at my parents'. However, I did help put some Christmas trees up, and I brought some goodies home because you gotta taste test them thoroughly, okay? Just because it tasted fine when I was there today, what about tomorrow? We gotta thoroughly vet these things. I think the scotcheroos are the ones I'm the most excited about. Just something about it. Deserved.